Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another video. This time is of a Mythic Legions Kitbash custom, who I call the Siblings. I made these guys strictly out of spare parts between Knights and 2.0 skeletons that I had, and it just felt good to have these kind of guys. And since I'm terrible at painting, I had the idea of kitbashing these siblings together just from spare parts. So these guys are entirely made of spare parts for the girl, who I've just named girl, and boy, who I've just named boy. So they call each other brother and sister. That's a little bit of backstory between them. And it extends out of the wasteland stuff that I would do with Cassia. And I'm like, if she's going to have a crew of people and she's rescued people in the wasteland, why not give her a little crew? So these are the siblings. Now, with sister, she is made from spare parts from a steel knight, barbarian girl, and skeleton. And the brother is made from steel parts of the same thing. Now, what I did was I gave them armor and placement from goblins and parts and things like that. So we'll go over that very quickly. Now, with the sister, what I have here around her is, so we have the female skeletal armor. We have the barbarian girl's head and shoulders, as well as the barbarian girl's hands. We have the steel knight's arm, and we have her legs, as well as the lower body. So as you can see, kit bashing all those parts together kind of worked out as rusted armor that you find in the wasteland. You pretty much can scavenge what you can. And it pretty much worked out really well, as I like the color palette worked out. A shiny new silver arm that they got off some knight's armor, and her brother share. I like that the brother's a little shorter as well, so I chose a shorter net peg and some shorter legs from the steel knight to kind of complement the fact that she's the older sister and she looks after her brother. Now, for a brother, I chose Thwick's shield to protect him in the back because he doesn't really pay attention. He covers his faces all the time because he has been injured before, and his sister tells him all the time that he should know better. And he has the steel arm's right arm. So they share a bond, and he stole the steel knight's legs. Now, as you can see, this is the male skeletal armor here in the front, and as well as the lower legs. So his armor looks a little bit more rusted because he takes what he can, but, you know, it all in all, it works out. I like the fact that I chose the helmet too as well. It's one of those things where I'm making this up as I go. And the more that I like this, the more I'm like, you know, these guys are going to look cool. So I've constantly been modifying them. But I think that I've finally come to a point where I've liked these guys like this. You know, I think they look really, really good together. Now, if we go over articulation, it's your standard Mythic Legion stuff. Nothing has really changed, but let's talk about it. So our arms can go up. And as you can see, the armor moves with it. But if you take these pauldrons off, let's take off the back armor. And you can see it's plugged in there. So if I take off the back pauldron, and the brother and sister are going to share the same articulation, except for in the midsection. I'll get into that. So as you can see here, our arm can go all the way up, but as you can see, you'll get better over on the other side because there's not a little bit of armor protruding out here. Our arms are single jointed, can move up and down. You have your gauntlet swivel, and you have your hands rotate up and down. You actually get a little bit of torso swivel up top and movement here at the bottom. Our legs can go all the way up, and they are single jointed, and they go back about this far. You'll also get thigh swivel as well, and it can split really far apart. You'll have super beyond generous ankle pivot, right? And all those look really good. So movement-wise, it's like that of Cassia, or at least very similar. And the only thing that's really holding them down is the pauldrons and this right skirt armor. But I don't mind that at all, right? So I'm going to leave him here, pop these pauldrons, at least one of them back on. Nah, I'll pop them both back on. Right? And I'll leave him here. Oh, as far as our head goes, he can go up and down, tilt left and right as well too. Now, for the sister, it's all the same articulation, except in the waist area, she actually gets a little bit more range. And I've noticed that the female armor definitely gets a lot more range. Now, with his, he couldn't really ab crunch forward, while on the female body, as you can see here, it can totally ab crunch forwards and backwards, tilt a lot better across the range. Now, that's something I really like to see. So she is the more articulated of the two, just to keep that in mind so you know what's up, right? Now, in terms of size, I'm going to get into that right now. Let's put these two side by side together as much as possible. And we're going to talk about size comparison with some other stuff. Now, with the 1.0 body, here's Vorgus with a custom prototype cape from Harker Customs that we are working through and it's fully wired so far, but we're just testing how it looks with the 1.0 and then the 2.0 bodies. And as you can see with a 1.0 body, both of the siblings are smaller than Vorgus. And if you want to do it over with a 1.0 body of a Fury Orc, as you can see, they are on the smaller end when compared to the rest of these guys, right? Then we're going to do stuff like an Ogre right here in the background. Voila, ogred up. And as you can see, he's far bigger than these guys, so at the point he's barely fitting on camera. Then let's say you have a Mezco. Let's choose me on a Go Mez body. And as you can see, they scale pretty well with Mezco. With Lightning Collection, we have a blue Zeo Ranger. And then on Marvel Legends side, then you can use a Spider-Man. And you can see that these guys are close to 6 inches, just a little bit bigger. And if you choose the bigger bodies, they scale pretty well. Let's put them right there. Ooh, leaned me over a bit. All right, there we go. I'm gonna put these guys away real fast. Then we're gonna try something else. Let's put me away too. So if you do want to do ninjas versus barbarians or some sort of thing like that, here they are with a Articulated Icons ninja. And just in case you want to get really cool, let's try the new Snake Eyes. As you can see, he's actually a little bit smaller than these guys as well too. Then we have stuff like SH Figuarts, which is Kamen Rider Kuga. I chose his ultimate form today. So you can see he lines up pretty well with these guys. He's on the shorter end, but it looks like he can still work out in the fight scene. Then you have stuff like the Synthetic Human, which is the carb version here that I have. Then you have stuff like McFarlane. And then we have, here's Johnny Cage. And just in case you want to see what it looks like within Hellbat armor, which I think will work cool if you're going to do some Apocalypse Furies here. Voila, here he is in the background. Next up, let's, actually, you know what? This is going to sound crazy, but let's try a Ninja Turtle. All right. Here's NECAs. They're movie turtles, and here are the non-movie turtles. So voila. All in all, I like what I've done with the siblings. It's really cool, and it's a fun thing I've really been into as of late. So I've been having a lot of fun. So I'm hoping the pictures will come out really awesome. One of the things I forgot to add, but I will do a size comparison photo, is with that of Alien and Predator, because I love to have those kind of two things crossover, claiming that those two probably came to Mythos, or just overall Barbarian in times like that. So it's stuff that I've really enjoyed. Hope you guys enjoyed something being a little different, and me sharing some personal things that I like to do with stuff like this that I hardly ever really show. So I'm hoping that you've enjoyed it. And as always, guys, be good, do good, drink your water. Later.